Good morning with us.
I'm with you. Assalamu alaikum to you and the listeners.
Wa alaikum salam. We really appreciate the time you have taken to speak to us this morning, Catherine. I believe you are at a conference and it's on the empowerment of women. So I can see that since we've been following you on your social media platforms, that you're a vocal and very active human rights activist. Currently, what we're talking about, of course, is the solidarity with the Palestinian people. I see again in front of me, my producer has put out your response to Mohammed Smairi's tweet. And it reads, some of the refugees were blindfolded, stripped of their clothes, and kidnapped by the Israeli forces in Gaza. Your response to that is make it stop. Please make it stop. This is not okay. Catherine, can you elaborate on what it is that you feel and what it is that we can do right now?
So firstly, thank you very much. It's an honor to walk a journey alongside Salam Media. And for anyone who doesn't follow me, my account is Change Agent SA. And you'll see I've been very vocal on the issue and on the genocide that we see unfolding. Now, that tweet specifically that you read out, it's a plea from somebody who is a mother, a daughter, a sister, a friend, a child, and somebody who is very much connected to her community in every way. My plea is as a human being. It cannot be that humans are treating each other in such a way. Where is our humanity? Who are we as a people if we cannot recognize each other's humanity in ourselves? Last night's gathering and public meeting was a beautiful collaboration and room filled with like-minded people who believe in humanity, love, and kindness. And these are virtues and values that Dr. Gilbert mentioned himself. Mm-hmm. You know, my plea as both a human rights defender and an activist is really that we must make sure that our voices are heard. And it isn't just about posting something on social media. You know, if that's all you can do, no problem. However, we must, and you know, earlier you were talking about misinformation, the blockade on information. And I think we have to be active on the ground. And, you know, you might go to social media and you find something or you don't find something. We need to acknowledge everybody is doing what they can and managing the mental and emotional destruction of this. Even being so far removed, we cannot underestimate the trauma that this is having on us as people, correct, people who are affected by what we are seeing coming out of Gaza. And, you know, we've got to continue to pray. I am a huge advocate that we have to believe that the Almighty is in control. And we have to continue to pray for the people who are going through a most horrific torture. And the world is completely helpless. And we have to continue authorizing and ensuring we know what we're sharing on social media. We need to verify information before we send a train of WhatsApps that we receive and we just send them on. Let us be more conscious of what we are sharing and how we engage on social media platforms. But let us be active in our engagement, our discussions, our solidarity together in spaces like last night that Salam Media put together for us. And we need to stand united with the same set of values and believe that humanity can still win.
Indeed. And what I'm hearing then also, and what we've been witnessing and including our voices, is so many voices screaming out against this genocide and the 75-year occupation of Palestine. Yet we find that there's this, you know, I mean, when I read your tweet, just the one that I quoted, I can feel the desperation. I can sense the desperation in those two lines that you've written. And there are millions of others that are actually doing that, Catherine. However, we find that is it falling to deaf ears? we know, is it being heard? And this is the scary part, and this is why the louder we scream, of course something's got to shake, right? And that's why you're saying let's not give up, make our voices heard, speak out. And we're speaking out against a humanitarian catastrophe, something that is unconscionable to us. I mean, last night listening to Dr. Gilbert talk, it's not a story far removed. It just hits at one's core, and yet we're all just sitting here. And I'm not saying that we're not doing anything, or that it's not, um, making a difference. Of course, it must be. But what can we say about these appeals that are, these voices that are screaming out for the Palestinian people?
You know, I want to just perhaps leave you and the listeners with one last thought, and that is that, you know, it does seem impossible because we're seeing a human catastrophe like something we've never seen in all our lives. And yet, we must remember, as South Africans, as helpless as we may feel, we had a giant in that room last night in Ronnie Casserol's, an MK veteran and soldier. These are the shoulders of great giants in this country, people who fought for our freedom. And we need to take strength in their struggle and in the fight they had, the belief they had that things would finally change. And we come from a great nation of giants and leaders who
Correct.
remind us in the individual stories that we can never give up hope. We have to believe that in this moment in time in history, solidarity, humanity, love and kindness will prevail. God willing, that will happen
Indeed.
sooner rather than later.
Amen. And I think what came out very strongly, and we see that even if we don't talk about it, is the resilience of the Palestinian people. It's
Absolutely.
unbelievable. And Catherine, when you talk about the Almighty's help and His presence in all of this, we can only say that that resilience comes from their faith and their strength. That is just unbelievable. It's like we say, they are the chosen people.
Look, we cannot deny their faith and their strength. And I think they're teaching the world great lessons that we will carry with us as a generation for generations to come. And again, I can only pray that this horror comes to an end sooner rather than later, inshallah. And we will
Inshallah.
be here to witness that and to assist the people of Palestine to heal from the traumatic horror that they are living.
Amen. Catherine, I so appreciate your time and, of course, your voice, and continue doing what you're doing. And we will follow your footsteps as well in this wonderful path that you're on and that you've been on as a human rights activist and humanitarian. Well done to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Assalamu
so much.
alaikum.
And assalamu alaikum. And to you and the listeners, let us continue to do what we can from where we are. And let us not forget not only the strength of the Palestinian people, but may that assist us to continue remembering forgotten people under occupation, such as the Sahrawi people of Western Sahara, my second nation. And I'd be amiss if I didn't mention them today. But let us do all we can to ensure that by unlocking the final freedom of the Palestinian people, we will unlock the freedom of all those under occupation and horrific colonization around the world.
Thank you
Salam.
very much, Catherine. Walaikum salam. After the break, we catch up with Palestinian journalist currently in Jenin, Osama Nazal.